Hello everyone. I'm just creating this short video to help you all plan better for the Ganita Ganaka CRP trainings. I'll create a short video. In this, I'll explain some of the key agenda points for both the days of CRP training and some instructions on how to conduct this two-day agenda. I'll also highlight some places where you need to be slightly careful so that the information grows properly for all the CRPs, and we will effectively conduct the cascade training. So if the training for CRPs goes well and if there is no information loss and confusions, then CRPs also will be able to train the teachers better. So that's the purpose of creating this video. Okay. So you can begin the two-day um, workshop by the mingle activity, like how we did it. You have the instructions here on this slide. And after that, you can introduce all the CRPs, the agenda for the 2 days. Day one, it's all about, we'll talk about what is Ganita Ganaka program, what are the implementation um, uh, points that needs to be considered. On day one, we'll also touch upon baseline of phone tutoring calls, then teacher handbook discussion and any questions that they have. On day two, we'll practice phone tutoring. There'll be demo by MRPs, and then after that, CRPs will practice. Then you'll also discuss about monitoring and evaluation. What are the teacher records and what are the data submission to be done by teachers to CRPs? And also, it's very important to also discuss what is the one-day training plan by CRPs. You all know two CRPs should conduct training for the teachers within one cluster. So you'll also discuss that. And so please begin the workshop by talking about what is the reason for Ganita Ganaka program, just like how we did in the workshop. And then these few slides will talk about the importance of Ganita Ganaka program. After covering this, talk briefly about the agenda. And next, begin with what is Ganita Ganaka program. And here you can talk about uh, how did this program start? What are the main goals of the program? What are the key focus grades in this program? Okay, very important to say is here we need to say that the focus is on grade 3, 4, and 5. It's a remedial program. We're not covering all mathematical concepts, but just only addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, that two-digit by two-digit addition, subtraction, and two-digit by single-digit multiplication, and two-digit by single-digit division. Please be very, very clear so that all the CRPs are very clear and they can take this message to teachers. Yeah. So we can also talk about the unique features of this program, that it's a one-to-one tutoring. There is no in-person component, right? So, but there is a wonderful benefit of having parent connect with this program. That's a unique feature. Please highlight that. So then you can play this video of how this child got benefited after tutoring in the pilot. So please play this video definitely so that everyone knows what is the benefit of that the child is getting. Okay. Uh, yeah. Then we'll get into steps to implement Ganita Ganaka program. We all discussed there are three main stages. First one is introduction and the baseline, introduction to the parents, and also the baseline to understand what is the correct level of the students. And the second step is tutoring for 4 weeks. Okay. And last one is endline. Endline will tell us within these 4 calls what are the things that children learned. It's very important to do the endline as well. So please highlight that 3 students will be taken for every week. 4 tutoring calls should be done over a period of 4 weeks. And then baseline and endline are mandatory. So also highlight them how they can schedule. It's scheduling is flexible for them. Please talk about how they can schedule the student that they can call. If they schedule it well and they communicate to the parents well, then it's simple for parents also to give the phone to the students and leave. Right. And very important in this part, talk about guidelines for selecting students. Preferably let them begin with selecting students who are of low levels from grade 3, 4, and 5. And gradually they can increase it to students who already know stuff. Okay, those students who already know all operations, they might not need 4 calls. Those students can be taken in the end. Then talk about the structure of phone tutoring call. Explain them like the first 5 minutes is to talk to the parents, check the parents' well-being, and after that first 15 minutes is to do the tutoring. Then next 10 minutes is to give a chance with the parents. And very important, please highlight that it's important to do the checkpoint questions correct. And last part is setting up call the next week. Okay. So in the first part of the day, before tea break on day one, please make sure that these parts are covered. Then you can talk about how this training went by so far. And very important to highlight is CRPs will be training, two CRPs will be training teachers in one cluster. That way, every two CRPs are responsible for training two different clusters on two different days. That's how the cascade is going. That's why it's super important that CRP's role in training all teachers is very important, and they need to get the essence of this training. Okay. Please also give them orientation on the training dates for the teachers as well. At this point, you can take any questions. Otherwise, then go to the next part. Okay. The next part is baseline and baseline introduction, baseline overview. Talk to them about the three parts in baseline, which we've also discussed during the training. And after you talk about it, very, very important point. This is where I want to highlight. The unique feature in this baseline is in this entire program is teaching the children where they are. If we have to know what their current level is, then we need to assess them. So this process is important. So please make sure that this process is understood very well by the teacher. Okay. So I'm just refreshing again. So start teachers will start by asking the students addition problems in the place value questions. They can start with 47. What is the one digit in tens place and ones place? After that, if they got it right, then go to the next question. Even if they got it wrong, also still go to the next question. Um, but from additions onwards, teacher will test a problem. If they got it right, then they will go to the next level. If they got it wrong, then you will assign the previous level only, meaning that this child don't know this level, so they are in the previous level. So very, very important. Once you know the level, then we will teach the children where they are making mistake. And that is why this baseline assessment is very important. Okay. Similarly, after the end line is at the end line is over, after 4 weeks of tutoring is over, we'll do the same end line. Then teachers can give the questions and see where to what extent they have reached. That way, it will tell us how many operations they have learned in this 4 weeks of tutoring call. That's why this is super, super important process. Okay. So then practice demo one. You should do two demos. Demo one is not perfect. Demo two is perfect one. So please make sure that there's a teacher, there's a parent, and the students. Three people are acting like this while you're doing the demo. Yeah, after that, I have a discussion with them, identifying what are the difference they saw in both the demos, and that should give them idea of how to conduct baseline and introduction effectively. After this is over, it's important that they also practice. So give time for them to practice, just as how we did in the workshop. Every practice, please divide them into groups of four. One person is acting as a teacher, the other as a student, and third person as parent, and fourth person is acting as an observer. Observer is looking at what is going well when the teachers and student and parent conversation. Okay, so that's super important. Always four groups are important. After the practice is over, then have a large group reflection and feedback. Yeah. Okay. Then after this baseline is over, have a discussion on teacher handbook where they can go through the part. This is how day one looks like. Day one most important part is the baseline. You need to make sure that all the teachers get the steps in tutoring correctly and steps in the entire phone tutoring process, baseline tutoring for 4 weeks and end line after the 4 weeks tutoring is over. And number two, the process of doing baseline correctly.